Have you ever wondered why some habits stick while others fall by the wayside? Why do we often remain in our comfort zones despite knowing that growth happens when we step out of them? In the realm of habits, there is an underlying mechanism known as the habit loop. It's a simple yet powerful concept that consists of a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the benefit you gain from performing the behavior. This loop is the backbone of any habit, whether it's brushing your teeth in the morning or reaching for that afternoon snack. Now here's where things get interesting. In his book, Atomic Habits, author James Clear introduces an approach that leverages the power of the habit loop. He presents what he calls the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. When we make it obvious, we set clear cues that provoke us to act. For instance, if we want to start running in the morning, we can place our running shoes next to our bed as a visual cue. Next, we need to make it attractive. Humans are driven by the anticipation of reward, so the more attractive the reward, the more likely we are to perform the routine. If running seems like a chore, we can pair it with something we enjoy, like listening to our favorite podcast. Then, we need to make it easy. The less effort a behavior requires, the more likely we are to do it. In the case of running, we could start with just a 5-minute jog around the block. And finally, we must make it satisfying. We're more likely to repeat a behavior if the experience is satisfying. So, after our run, we could reward ourselves with a healthy and delicious breakfast. By understanding the habit loop and applying James Clear's approach, we can effectively create lasting habits and push ourselves out of our comfort zones. But how do we step out of our comfort zones, and why is it so important, you might ask? Let's unpack this, shall we? Imagine you're standing at the edge of a circle. Inside the circle is everything you know, everything you're comfortable with. It's cozy and familiar, but it's also limiting. Outside of that circle lies the unknown, the challenging, and the exciting. This is where growth happens. Now, stepping out of your comfort zones isn't as simple as taking a leap of faith. It's a process, a journey, and it involves forming new habits. This is where the change model and the habit formation curve come into play. The change model suggests that we go through stages of pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance when making a change. It's a cycle, not a straight line. You might find yourself looping back to contemplation or preparation as you navigate the challenges of stepping out of your comfort zone. The habit formation curve, on the other hand, illustrates how habits are formed over time through repeated actions. At first it might feel difficult and unnatural, but as you repeat the action it becomes more automatic, more ingrained in your daily life. This is where BJ Fogg's tiny habit method shines. Rather than attempting to make a massive change all at once, this method suggests starting with small, easy-to-do behaviors and gradually building on them. Want to start exercising? Begin with 5 minutes of stretching each day. Want to read more? Start with a page a night. These tiny habits might not seem like much, but they're the stepping stones that lead you out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of our comfort zones is crucial for personal growth and development. It allows us to explore new territories, learn new skills, and challenge our assumptions. It's not always comfortable, but it's always worth it. With patience, consistency, and the right strategies, we can form lasting habits that help us step out of our comfort zones and achieve our goals. So, are you ready to step outside your circle? So, are you ready to break free from your comfort zone? Let's do a quick recap of our journey today. We've explored the immense power of habits and dived into the concept of the habit loop. We've learned how to create lasting habits using the approach advocated by James Clear in his best-selling book, Atomic Habits. We've also ventured into the stages of the change model and the habit formation curve. And let's not forget BJ Fogg's insightful tiny habit method, a simple yet powerful tool for habit formation. These strategies are not just theories. They are practical, actionable steps that can help you form habits that last, enabling you to step out of your comfort zone and embrace growth. It's all about taking that first step, no matter how small it may seem. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Start forming your habits today and step out of your comfort zone. It's time to embrace growth.